All right, so y'all, it's first Friday of April, the first Friday. This is April the 5th, 2024. And I intentionally wanted to give this as a to give back to the community. So this session, um, it's open for people to come, and there's so many people trying to understand traditional publishing between self-publishing, and I want to give you that information. For those of you who are new to my platform, this is Manuscripts and Mimosas, and I am the host, Gail Dudley. We launched this October 2023. So once a month we go live, and then throughout the month I send like the recording, any digital PDFs, information, and so forth. We have had some amazing presenters. We have discussed on Manuscripts and Mimosas anything from freelance work, paid freelance work, to making your pitch to traditional publishing houses. We've talked about book mapping. We've talked about social media platforms, how to build them. We've had speakers on here talking about how to promote their books once they have launched them, how to build a tribe, and so much more. So today, I am a owner of a boutique publishing house. I have coached a lot of self-publishing authors and writers and people looking to go the traditional publishing route. So I'm going to spend a lot of time today just giving you information. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand, put your hand up or whatever, ask questions, and we'll get going. So with that, let me dive in deeper. This is live every first Friday. It's a membership. You can join the membership by going to gaildudley.com and clicking on Manuscripts and Mimosas. Again, today is where I'm just giving back to the community. So it is free. And if you're on here and you know some people who may want to jump on here, send them the link, tell them to jump on now so they can get it. All of the members will get the replay link and this PDF. If you're not a member, you will not get this information. So take as many notes as you possibly can, or just go ahead and, I don't know, you can screenshot what's out here. All I ask is that you understand that it is copywritten, so please do not try to pass it off as your own. All right, y'all. Under Manuscripts and Mimosas and the Gail Dudley brand, we have Ready, which is Ready Publication. It is a print publication. It is on pause currently. And we've had this, it launched October 2014. I did this alongside my daughter, Dominic Dudley. My latest book is up there, Inspire. It is a hardback book, 326 pages. It launched on March the 1st, and it is going very well. I am now an author of 15 published books, my logo brand, and then also News in Motion. I just wanted to share that with you. Here's a little bit about me. I'm an author of 15 published books. I'm an advocate. You can see all of that stuff there. Co-founder, member of several writing guilds, publishing strategist for self-publishers. I have published 189 authors between 2015 and 2022. I have coached more than 422 authors from 2020 to 2024. And then I am married to Dr. Kevin Dudley and the mother of two. All right, y'all, let's get to this road of publishing right here. I want to start with the truth. So allow me to walk through this. And if I'm going pretty fast, it's done on purpose because we have 1 hour and I'm trying to get you all this information within 1 hour. Okay, it takes more than one set of eyes. So whatever you're doing in the publishing field, whatever you're writing, even if you're writing articles to Substack or to Medium or to Discord or wherever, you want to make sure there's at least more than one set of eyes just to check it. So always allow somebody else to read it. Find yourself an editor to look at the work that you're doing. If you're putting together a book or a publication, everyone should have someone experienced to read their manuscript, their article, their blog post, whatever, especially a person who has a background and the eyes to do so. So you want to make sure you have someone that is looking at that, that's following up, and that's checking in. Whether you like this or not, self-publishing authors, traditional publishing authors, it takes more than $100 to successfully publish. So Hiring a professional editor if you're going the self-publishing route, hiring a professional designer for your book cover if you're going the self-publishing route, investing in promotion and marketing. And that's even if you're doing traditional. You may think that the traditional publishing houses will give you all of this. That's not true. There's some work that you have to do on your end. If you're going the self-publishing route, purchasing the ISBN, and then purchasing a reasonable number of books to get them out there to share with people. You want people to review the book. Investing in a venue if you want to host your own launch, and that's even if you're with a traditional publishing house. Determining your hourly worth of whoever's going to help do this, y'all. This adds up, and I'm going to get into more detail about self-publishing and traditional publishing in just a few moments. I just want to get through these truths. Number 3, it takes more than 30 days to successfully publish and launch a book. I know people say they can do this immediately. That is not true. Now, yeah, you can go on Amazon Kindle, put something up within 24 hours. You can do that. But who took the time to go through this, to look at errors, to edit, to think about your cover, to connect your audience? Y'all, this takes work. There are people who say, I can do this in a month, and that's true too, but sometimes it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year, sometimes 2 years. Go ahead and let the process do what's best for you so that you can have a successful launch. And that is with traditional or self-publishing. Again, I'm going to break down the difference of those in a few moments. I just want to get through these truths. All right, number 4, a book less than 100 pages can definitely be a book of excellence. That is true. Some of the smallest books are filled with the greatest content that are changing lives every day. So don't think you need that 150-page book or that 250-page book or that 450-page book. It can be a 50-page book, a 60-page book, a 90-page book, a 99-page book, or a 100-page book, and it can be just as successful. Here's another truth: all hands on deck. Every author must help with marketing and promoting their book. That's whether you are a self-publishing author or going through a traditional publishing house author. And there's rules that come with that traditional platform. So hold on. Again, I'm going to break all of that down for you. And by the way, everyone, I am so excited about what I do. I've been doing this over 20 years. So I am passionate about it. So at any time you need me to slow down or you have a question, please ask. But I'm trying to also leave time at the end to answer your questions as well, even if we go past that 12:30 Eastern Time hour. Here's truth number 6. Know the numbers, y'all. Know the numbers. And this is the most recent information. Amazon has over 5 million ebook titles on Kindle and over 3.8 million print titles. Barnes & Noble sells about 190 million physical books per year and more than 1 million unique physical book titles every year. Y'all, hundreds of millions of books are published each year. Most never sell more than 100 copies. So I'm happy to share with all of you, it is still possible, even with the launch of my latest book, Inspire: A Call to Action. The pre-orders were over 300. And my crazy self made the commitment that I was going to sign all 300 and give a personalized note to each one. I had no idea we was going to go over 300. Okay, so that has happened. And now people are buying them off Amazon every day. I get my alert, so it is still possible. But that also comes back to the title that you have, your book cover that has to draw people, and your written information on the back cover of the book. All of that is key. So let me get us to truth number 7, and then we're going to do a deep dive into the differences. Truth number 7, your book cover helps sell your books. I just said that. Too often, new authors have a design for their cover in mind. It is important to trust the entire process and your publisher for having the right design. Let me just break this down momentarily to share this with you. Understand, and we get it. We get that your cousin, second time removed or whatever, has this young person who's in elementary school and they're dibbling and dabbling and drawing, and you just think that's the perfect cover. It may be great for your refrigerator, but it may not be great for the cover of your book. And we all want to give our family and friends an opportunity, but the professionals to come along to help us with our book cover helps. So make sure you have a book cover that sells. And then finally, truth number 8, not every book should be published. And I share this with all of my coaching clients all the time when I'm helping them with their books. Every book should not be published. Some stories are written for healing purposes only. Some stories are written just to get it down on paper. And although you may want to publish your story, it may only be for your eyes. And y'all, that's okay. Take that as an opportunity to just write and to grow and to learn. And then from that writing, make the decision as to how you're going to bring other people into it. So take your time with that. And then with that, we're going to go to when writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. I'm not for sure who this quote belongs to, but I thought it was fitting to share with you here. All right, so I want to get into the writing wheel. And again, we're pulling this out into self-publishing and traditional publishing. Again, I want this to be more of a conversation. Yes, I have, I don't know how many pages of presentation slides, but again, if you are a member, you will automatically get the slides and the recording. If you want to become a member today, you will still be able to get this. And you can become a member by going to the website, gaildudley.com, and hitting on Manuscripts and Mimosas. So we have pre-writing. This is where you're writing, just having your thoughts, your ideas, your writing time, your storyboard, which if you've been a member, you have the information of the storyboard. But for those of you who are not members, I'm going to quickly just give you what a storyboard looks like. This is where you take a poster board and you're thinking of your outline, you're thinking of your points, you're thinking of your subtopics, you're thinking of your title, and you're beginning to write based upon that information you're putting out there. So your storyboard, how many subtopics do you have under chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and so forth? How many chapters are you going to have? How many characters are you going to introduce? What does it look like? What's that platform? How are you going to build out each chapter? That is your storyboard. Then you want to take that storyboard and you want to reflect on your storyboard, y'all. Take time to reflect on your storyboard, get an idea of what that looks like and how you're going to build that out. You're going to then take time for revision, editing, and publishing. Now, I'm giving you that story when you're probably thinking, oh, that's for self-publishing authors only. No, you're going to have to do that same thing when it comes to the traditional publishing house. And let me show it here so you can break down. You will need a presentation board. I believe in colored poster notes. I know there are apps out there today, but there's something with having your poster board. You can go to Dollar Tree. Now I guess it's a $1.25 tree. And I think they're now going up to $7 Dollar Tree. So I think they need to change the name from Dollar Tree to maybe just, I don't know, general store. I don't know, but it's no longer $1 in that store. But anyway, you can get the poster board. You can get some Post-it notes, different colors. And the reason I say you want it to be able to look at so that you are walking in your office or your room or your writing area, whatever, and you can change the Post-it notes around because you're starting to see a visual and you can get an idea. You want to ask questions. You want to have mentoring. You want to just look at everything on that poster board, and you break that poster board down into sections. You want an introductory page. You want your outline. You want to build from that, and you start putting your board together. All of my clients, we go through that step by step, but I wanted to at least share this here. But listen, whether you're going the traditional publishing route or the self-publishing route, you still will have to develop a storyboard. All right, so your target audience. And I'm building up to breaking down the self-publishing and the traditional publishing house. So just hang with me. Hang with me. It's amazing. I'm getting these DMs saying, I can't join at 11:30. I want to hear more. So what can you do? How can I get this? I'm going to do something real crazy since I'm giving back to the community. And again, I did it at the last minute because I didn't want people holding space and they didn't show up. So I did this to gift the community. So what I will do, and don't y'all go anywhere who's already on here, I will put this up on my YouTube through the weekend. I'll put it up on the YouTube through the weekend, but then I will take it down at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. So if you have anybody that you want to join in, let them know that it will be available, but tell them there's still time to jump on here now. And I would love for them to jump on here now so they can get their questions answered. And then the other thing, again, members will get the presentation and the other digital notes. Those who just joined us to check out Manuscripts and Mimosas will have this information here now, so make sure you're asking questions. So who's your audience? As an author, it is critical to know who your audience will be. So you have to identify it. So for example, with my latest book, Inspire, a Call to Action, my audience, there's more than 100 pages of biblical references and information. Okay, I'm giving scripture. I'm calling people to action. So I'm looking at people who, my audience, to build community, to look at to be inspired, to increase their productivity level. These people have been just like in the slumps. They've been stuck. They're not sure which way to go. I'm calling them to action. I'm getting them moving that way. So it's important. It's very critical to identify and to connect with your audience. Who's going to read your book? Why are they going to read it? You even begin with that when you're thinking about traditional publishing houses, because you have to have you have to identify your audience to say, well, who's the best route to go? Is that Simon and Schuster? Is that Zondervan? Who am I going to and why? Who do they normally promote? What type of authors do they have? So you have to identify your audience on the front side. Please do that. Defining your target audience, diving into the reasons to why your book is valuable, critical to establish your audience. I'm trying to click some people in here. Hold on a moment, y'all. Think about the specific groups of readers who are most likely to connect with your book theme, your genre, your subject matter. One thing that I did as the host of News in Motion, every week we have at the end of every segment we have the inspirational message, and from that inspirational message, these messages for Inspire, a Call to Action, was built from that. So I had that demographic, I had that background, and those are the people and their friends who purchased the book Inspire. So you want to be able to define your audience. All right, understanding their need, that's everything, break down to the audience. Again, if I seem like I'm running through this, I want to get to the differences of the two for the reasons why we're here. But because I'm giving you all this information, I wanted to give all of this to you at one point. Unique selling proposition. How are you going to sell your book? What does that look like? The emotional connections. Your book have power to evoke emotions, whatever kind of emotions you want to strike there. Testimonials and reviews. And if you already purchased a copy of Inspire, even if you did not purchase it on Amazon, please go and leave a review. They'll know that you purchased a book by asking certain questions. And then you, the audience, who are you and what do you want to do? Okay, so let's get into the publishing types, the reasons why we are here today. Before I do that, any questions? Devontae, I see you're on here. I see you taking notes. You have any questions for me before I jump into the different types?
No, I'm just taking notes here, taking it all in.
Cool, and I see Molly on here. Deb keeps clicking in and out, and somebody else clicked in and out. So hopefully that they're not having trouble getting in here. All right, so y'all, traditional versus self-publishing. Okay, a traditional publisher, well, y'all, they require the author to sign an exclusive licensing agreement in which the publisher buys the rights to produce and distribute the work. Right there, a lot of people today are saying, I don't want to do that. What's very interesting, there was a Christian company, I won't name them here, but a Christian company who got a copy of my book, loved it, did not want to make any changes except to say they were publishing it. And I said, why would I do that? And they were like, well, we looked at it, we see what you're doing, we have an audience, we think it will be great. And I said, nope, nope, because I would be then signing everything over to them. And the book is already out there. The book has already been self-published. I weighed the options. That's really why I wanted to do this today on April the 5th, because this just happened to me. I weighed the options. I looked at their background. I noticed how long they've been out there. They're doing some really great work, but it didn't seem to that there was no guarantee. The royalty, the profit margin was going to be less. I would have to then start following everything they wanted me to do if I was out there being a speaker or whatever. They wanted to do 60-40, me 40, them 60. It was just too much. So you have to weigh everything. When we're saying that that it requires the author to sign an exclusive licensing agreement, it means just that. They are buying the rights to produce and distribute the work. And with me, since mine was just out there and I just put it out there, they weren't even willing to pay me a substantial amount of money to sign with them. They were buying my rights. And I'm like, you already see the engagement on social media. And I knew, because I started going through things where they were liking posts. I said, you already know what this could possibly do. Now you want to come in on this side of it. Absolutely not. I even respond back to them, Molly, you'll get a kick out of this. I even responded back to them and say, I'm willing to have a conversation if you're willing to say you're going to front money for the next book that won't release until 2025. I said, I can come up with a prayer book title immediately. They were not willing to do that. So the negotiations I did put out there, they weren't willing to do. So I said no. They usually pay the author an upfront fee. This is traditional. They pay the author royalties based on a percentage of sales, which again, they were offering me 60-40 and I didn't like that. They handle all the details of the book distribution. Remember where I am coming from with my book already being out there. The book is already out there. It's already on Barnes and Noble. It's already on, you can find it in Target. You can already find it on Walmart and stuff like that. It may not be on the actual shelves in some of those stores, but it is in the catalog where people will be able to say, hey, I'm looking for this book. That book will get there to that store. They can pick it up or the store will ship it to them. So they handle all of that. They handle all the accounting and periodically sends the author royalty payments. Those royalty payments, people think those come every 30 days. It's more like every 60 and every 120 days, okay? And it often takes longer to produce in a self-publishing book unless that's out there. There's a book and I cannot think of it, and I've been trying to rack my brain. I was looking on my bookshelf and I don't remember it. Molly, you may remember. If so, type it in the chat or come on and say it out loud. The book, an author self-published it, and then everybody wanted. After they all told him no. I can see the cover of this book. I cannot think of the name, but the book is now a movie. The book is doing well. The guy is going around speaking everywhere. Something about a God. I cannot think of the name of the book. But that's another example how so many traditional publishing houses will tell you no, but then when they see it out there, and this person did not have the platform, the social media platform, and they're looking for you to have hundreds of thousands of people already following you. But when they saw the dynamic of the book and how churches were buying up this book and how faith communities were buying up this book went out there, and all of a sudden a traditional publishing house wanted to come and say, okay, let's play ball now. And the guy said, absolutely not. And I cannot think of the book, but if I think of it, I'll put it out there as we're going. And if any of you think of it, just please put it out there. So it does take longer. The other thing with traditional versus self-publishing, a self-publishing author gets to keep the rights to the title. They must handle all the details of producing the book, including the cover design, the layout, everything that they have. editing, layout, pricing, and formatting for the print and for ebooks. All of that is out there. Let me see the chat. Devontae, go ahead and talk. I can't see it didn't come up.
I was saying I have to hop onto another meeting, but I'm try and hop back on because this is really good information.
That's fine. Come on back. Come on back if you gotta hop off. It's okay. Now it's being recorded too. And I am gonna put it up on YouTube, but hopefully you can come back. That'll be cool. And has a book correctly formatted, they have to obtain their own ISBN number, distribute the titles to online and retail sales channel and track sales or hire someone to do that. There's a lot of work as a self-publisher will have to do unless they have virtual assistants or other people helping them. And then they manage her own accounting books, book returns, which for me, going through Ingram, I just said that books can be returned, but just to destroy. And the reason I say that is because if you want them returned and you want them to ship it to you, that's a cost that comes out of your royalty payment. And it's cheaper just to have them destroy it. So believe it or not, just have them destroy it. And that comes a lot when you're understanding the self-publishing compared to the traditional publishing house. And then they could often get the book to market quicker because the author is the main decision maker. So right there, you see some of the differences between the self-publishing author or going the traditional route. Now, a self-publishing author with a publishing partner, that's another dynamic I want to share with you. Again, a self-publishing author keeps the rights to the title. They hand off to a publishing partner who will handle all the details of producing the book, including the cover design, editing, layout, and pricing, and formatting. They obtain a legal ISBN number. It's pretty similar to what I just shared with you, but you're handing it off to someone else to do all the other work. Distributes the title to online retail sales channel. A good example of this would be like Ingram Spark. Also Amazon is another one. There are a few other ones that are smaller distributors, but this is what it looks like. Manages the author accounting and book returns and managing the production schedule. So let me be transparent. As a self-publishing author, although I go through my publishing little boutique home house, if you will, I go through Ingram, but they become my publishing partner. So it's all self-published. I upload it. They're my distributor. So they're doing all of my accounting for me. They're making sure all the books get to all the retails, but I'm paying for those things. So it's not like I'm physically handing them money on the front side. As books sell, they're taking that money from the books. So there's a shelving fee. So wherever my book is on the shelf, there's a fee for that. When they're shipping it out, there's a shipping and handling fee for that. There's a print fee for that. So there's money that's being taken out of each book that is being sold, and that is called print on demand. So when you are a self-publishing author, it is about print on demand. The publishing schedule, you may think it's going to upload and hit off, but as soon as you send it to like even an Ingram Spark or to an Amazon, there's still a publishing schedule. Your book, once it's uploaded, it determines where it's going to go into the actual print, the distribution. So like, for example, Amazon may say something like, it's going to be up from 24 to 72 hours. They're looking at a window of time. If they get it up in 24 hours, cool, but it may be on that 72-hour. And it also depends upon what month it is. So if you're trying to get a book printed in November on Ingram Spark or Barnes & Noble, good luck with that if you want it out by Christmas. Many times it doesn't happen because a lot of people are trying to get their books funneled through at that time. Again, I told you how many millions of people are out here publishing books. Another time, Easter weekend, we just had that. That was another time because people are doing different books, especially when it comes to religious books or devotionals or things like that. Another time, graduation. Believe it or not, a lot of people are trying to get books out here for the graduation, for gifts and things like that. Mother's and Father's Day, same thing. It's normally slow anywhere from the end of June to about that first part of October. You can get all kinds of books in and out there when you're a self-publishing author. So something you want to think about. Okay, weighing the options. Traditional publishing may be for you. So let's walk through this a little bit. I'm looking at my time as well. Let's walk through this. Traditional publishing may be for you if you have your book professionally, if you have had your book professionally edited. So again, they came to me after the fact and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So I didn't go through that. But if they knew that they looked me up. They knew I had it professionally edited. They knew I had a professional cover designer. They knew that I had it professionally laid out. So if you want all of that and you decide, hey, I want to go the professional route, if you want that partnership, that can happen. Or if you want to start clean, it can happen that way. You may have taken time to search for and land a literary agent who can represent your book to the traditional houses. Now, please note, a literary agent does not get paid until you do. So if you have any literary agents out here asking you for upfront money, you want to run the opposite direction as fast as you can, they get paid when you do. Their job is to help find you that traditional publishing house who's willing to put your book up, willing to give you that royalty up front, different fees up front, because the royalties will continue to come, and so forth. So that literary agent is key if you want to go the traditional publishing house route. Are you willing to take editor suggestions for revisions? So that's the other thing with the traditional publishing house. You may want to say something a certain way. They may come back and push back and say, nope, if we're going to publish this book, you're going to have to change it. They're the ones who determine your cover. They may send you 4 or 5 mock-ups. You may get to pick from the 4 or 5, but it's the 4 or 5 they're going to send you. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's 2 or 3, sometimes it's just one. You have realistic expectations about how much money you will make. Remember, they're going to get a cut. You're getting a royalty. That will be outlined in that exclusive contract that you will receive. Make sure you have an attorney to look that over. Just don't sign anything, please. Y'all don't do that. Have a solid promotional platform, speaking schedule, existing records of book sales, or considered a known public figure. Let's stop there for a moment. Let's break this down. Again, there's so many self-publishing authors today because they're pretty much doing the same thing that traditional publishing houses want you to do. Now, is it cool to go through a traditional publishing house? Yes, if they're a well-known name. But if they're just names that are popping up, because people are establishing publishing houses every day. Again, I have one. I call it a boutique publishing house. It's called Ready Media LLC. That's who it is. And that was in the first slides that I sent, that we showed in the beginning of this this webinar here. But they want to know, do you have a professional promotional platform? How many people are following you? How is your engagement on social media? Do you have a blog? How often are people engaging in your blog? How many people are following your Substack or your Medium or your Discord or whatever? They want to know, what's your email distribution list? They want to see those numbers. They want to see the reports to make sure you're not making up numbers. And if I can just pause here just for a moment to stress this, please do not lie about your numbers. They will find out. They will find out. You want to enter into an honest agreement and relationship. They will find out. Your speaking schedule, they want to know that. Existing record of book sales. They want to see the reports. So please do not lie about the numbers. Don't do that. And then if you are known as a public figure. The other thing, when you're weighing the options about traditional publishing houses, are you willing to wait for 1 to 2 years to see the book in print? Because it takes about that much time. It does. So if you're in a hurry, this may not be the route for you. It may be self-publishing. Are you willing to self-promote? It is a myth, and that's on this slide here. It is a myth that a traditional publishing house will do this for you. No, they may put a few flyers out there. Their people may connect you with a couple of podcasts, but the promotion is up to you. That's why they want you to open up the box on your social media and get people to start pre-ordering. You talk about the book. This is on you. This is on you. And understand you will lose the rights to your book. Okay, understand that. So, writing a query letter. Again, we had someone on here back in November, I do believe, who talked about this. 3 parts of a query letter. You want an introductory paragraph, and you want this to be short, okay? You want 2 to 3 paragraph synopsis of your story, 1 paragraph on your bio or the qualifications you have to write your book, and then to highlight your number of followers. That's all, y'all. That is all to your query letter. This is not a time that you're writing a preview or you're sending them in advance of what it's going to look like. You're just submitting a query letter to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I want to come to you. Would you even be interested in this story? Again, this is traditional publishing houses. If you're a self-publisher, you don't have to do any of this. Traditional publishing house, you want to submit this. This is a part of that platform. This is a part of what you're sending out. So that introductory paragraph, you're just introducing yourself. You're talking about what you want to pitch to them. You give that 2 to 3 paragraph synopsis of your story, and y'all, not long, not a page long paragraph, short paragraphs. 1 paragraph on your bio, your writing style. You want to send them links to some of your blog posts or previous books so they can get an idea of your writing, or articles if you've been a freelance author for different news outlets. And then highlight your number of followers. Make sure that is big. Again, do not lie on those numbers. Please, please, please. Make sure those numbers are correct. Okay. So then your query letter research. Okay, I want to break this down for you all. Please, 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 please pay attention to this. Um, Self-publishing may be for you if you are an unknown author. I went too far. Query letter research. I got my iPad here too. Sorry. Most agents only accept email submissions today. They're not asking you to send a book in the mail. They're not asking you to send 100 pages of paper in the mail. They just want this query letter, what I just shared with you a few moments ago, boom, 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 in an email. Now, if another author has recommended you, put that in the subject line. Put that in the subject line, something along the lines of referral from author, their name, submission. Okay, if a literary agent has suggested you, put down that literary agent. Better yet, have the literary agent send your query letter. That's a part of their job to do so. Okay, when addressing the agent, it's best to use his or her full name. Y'all, please, because you don't know if she is a Mrs. or a Miss, or if she likes to be referred to as MS and calling someone Mr., whatever that is. Make sure you have that correct. If not, when they see that subject line, they're going to hit that delete button. They're not even going to read your query letter. Make sure you spell their name correctly. Please check it out. Don't forget spell check. You know, spell check will auto correct something in a moment. You want to make sure it is spelled correctly before you hit send on that email. Bear in mind that many agents simply don't respond to queries they aren't interested in. So send yours out in batches of 10 or so, but make sure certain that you have carefully researched every name on the list. And if you don't hear anything back from them, I would say give it anywhere from 14 to 21 days. You can send a response email to say, hey, just checking to see if you would be interested in the query letter I sent on such and such date. If it has missed your in basket, here it is again, and you have that already attached to the bottom of that email. If you don't hear from them that time, let that go, move on to the next person. And then the next time you have another book idea, you may want to follow up with them and say, hey, 2 years ago, I sent this. I now have a different idea for a book. That book has successfully ran its course. It is still running this course, but here's something else. Maybe you will be interested in this title. Never stop sending out those letters. All right, weighing the options when it comes to self-publishing. If you're an unknown author without a platform, large following of readers, then maybe it's self-publishing, okay? Um, you have a target audience, you are technically savvy, you have submitted at least to 10 traditional publishers, and have been turned down by all of them. And let me pause here to say this as well. We all get turned down. I've been turned down many times. Okay. And that's really why I went into publishing over 20 years ago, because I noticed from my community, Black and Brown people were being turned down all the time because our writing style may be different, because our voices are different, because of the way we see the world, the way things are done. And there are more and more publishing houses that are propping up to help people that look like me. That's really why we have Manuscripts and Mimosas, because we wanted to have a diversified platform to help people out, to get their voices out there and to help them navigate these waters. So y'all, it's okay. We're all going to get turned down. And yes, I've been turned down more than 10 times from traditional publishing houses. A lot of it has to do with my numbers are just not high on my social media platform, or I've been told I'm too radical as a Christian Black woman. I've been told that. And I've had people say, can you tone it down a little bit? I've had people actually over the past year and a half, since I've allowed my hair to go naturally curly, because it is in its natural state, say to me, well, do you think you'll ever go back to flat ironing your hair? No, I don't think I'll ever go back to that. That, although we're in 2024, that is still happening today. It's still happening. The fact that I'm very vocal when it comes to politics. And although I split tickets all the time, people want me to tone that down. They don't want me to talk about it. So even when you're looking at your social media and you want to go the traditional publishing house route, begin to go through and scrub some of your social media, because they want to see a certain thing, period. You really do have a unique story to tell and you write well. Put it out there as a self-publisher. You want to get a book, your book to market quickly, self-publishing. But let me just share this with you when I'm talking about quickly. Inspire a Call to Action, the book I shared with you all earlier in this presentation. It was to be out October 2022. It took 2 years to get it out. That's just the truth. And the product I have now compared to 2022 are two different products, and this one is much stronger. So never be in a hurry to get your story out. And you're passionate about promoting your book to the world, but want to keep ownership. And you do have to promote. I am constantly on social media finding ways to get it out there. I also use my blog to help promote it as well. So, excuse me. So there's that. All right, social media. I think you all know about social media and how to use that, but you're using this when it comes to your book, whether you're going through a traditional publishing house or if you're self-publishing, also YouTube. YouTube is a great space, as well as LinkedIn. So again, if you are a member of Manuscripts and Mimosas, you're going to get this this presentation as well as other digital information and the replay. If you are not a member, you can sign up to become a member, and you will still get this. Again, I'm going to put all of this up on my YouTube until through the weekend, and then I'll take it down at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, so that people who are unable to join at the last minute to get on here 11:30 Eastern time, they'll still have access to that. And then that's the new one, Threads. All right, y'all, subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/Gail Dudley. Also subscribe to our free weekly newsletter that comes out every Friday called the Friday Rundown. That's where people notice that this was free today, so they could jump on here. And you can get that by going to gaildudley.com. All right, next steps. If you're looking for a book ambassador, book content, writing accountability coach, or if you want to join Manuscripts and Mimosas and you're ready to get started, visit gaildudley.com. You can visit us to get all the information right there that you need. All right, we're going to open it up for questions if there's any questions. If not, we're going to sign off for today. And again, this will be up on the YouTube. Thank you for everyone who joined us. Again, this is something we wanted to put out to the community to let you know, hey, here's Manuscripts and Mimosas. This is what we do. This is how we live. This is how we flow, and we're excited about it. Don't go at writing alone. Don't do it. Manuscripts and Mimosas, again, First Fridays, we're joining here for 1 hour, 11:30 to 12:30. Sometimes we go a little over if there's questions, but we're here, we're a writing community. If you need a book accountability coach, reach out. If I'm not the person for you, there are people out there, but make sure you are vetting them to make sure they're the right person for you. Again, we've had people to teach on how to get freelance gigs. We talked about how to do links and connections to your websites. We talked about storyboards, book mapping. All of that can be found right here on Manuscripts and Mimosas. And it is a small monthly fee of $9.99 per month. With that, if there's any questions, I'm going to open it up for questions. If not, we're going to sign off. But I just want to say thank you for joining us today. It was so important to me. Excuse me, I have allergies. It was so important for me to just put this out here as a way of giving back to the community. So I'll pause here to see if there are any questions. And also, if you're in the chat, one thing we do every first Friday is give you an opportunity to put the book that you are selling, you're working on, your podcast information, your business information in the chat to share with other people. So go ahead and put that in there as well if you choose to do so. So I'll be quiet for a few moments to see if there's any questions or any comments. If not, we're going to sign off. So here's your opportunity to jump in, if you will. Okay, with that, we're going to stop the sharing and we're going to stop the recording.